What is a warlord? Can you tell me what a warlord is? Can you define what you mean when you see, as you will see often in the papers today, news around the world, of the term warlord? Think about it, and think about what it meant in China in the 19-teens. I can tell you this, it wasn't used as a favorable term. Warlord is what you would call, at the end of the day, losers. Those who succeed in the warfare that would dominate the first half of the 20th century of China would get other titles. Chairman, for example. We think of warlords often from the photographs that we have of them, with their big Western military outfits weighted down with medals and epaulets. And it's difficult to give a simple definition because there were literally hundreds of them, major and minor, in all the provinces of China, allied to and against each other. But if there's a simple definition of a warlord, it's this. A warlord is a commander of a personal army ruling or seeking to rule territory, acting more or less independently. His independence might be tempered by allegiances to a bigger warlord, but basically a warlord decided his own policies in the light of his own interests and goals. There were dozens of wars, mostly in and around Beijing, and you can see the nature of warfare by the nature of changes in the so-called national government that ruled from Beijing from 1916 to 1928. 7 heads of state, 1 further imperial restoration, lasted only 2 weeks, 25 cabinets with an average lifespan of 4 months, all fueled by arms merchants, adventurers, advisors, and the like. To some degree, this system, if we can call it that, had a certain inner stability and might well have lasted a bit longer. Most wars were fought within limits, like 18th century European cabinet wars. Seldom was a warlord eliminated altogether. It was a kind of an international state system, but it had a built-in instability as well. The myth and the desire for national unity led to ever more frequent attempts by individuals to swallow the whole pie. This was an era of rule across China by political Neanderthals, who knew little of life outside of the military. And you can get this from their nicknames. The Tiger of Manchuria, the King under Southern Skies, the Pigtail General, the Dog-Meat General. The Dog-Meat General, General Zhang Zongchang of Shandong. It was said of General Zhang that he was a dinosaur, a figure of great physical power who moved across the landscape in a brutally mindless way. And indeed, he was 6.5 feet tall. He squeezed the wealth of Shandong dry. He shot all those who criticized him. His troops were known for their facility in opening melons, that is, splitting skulls, and hanging strings of severed heads from telegraph poles as warnings. Like many warlords, he was known for habits of personal indulgence, a kind of a modern-day bokassa. He had, it was said, 30 to 50 concubines, although we shouldn't presume to say, because he himself didn't know quite so many. And it was said that he had 3 don't-knows. He didn't know how many women, how many troops, or how much money he had. The American reporter John Gunther, who did this serious on-the-spot research, reported that Zhang had concubines of 26 different nationalities, each with her own washbowl marked with the flag of her nation. When he fled Shandong in 1928, between a third and a half of the province was in anarchy, the prey of countless roaming bandits. This was the legacy of warlordism in many places. And this is why warlordism brought about its own demise in an almost dialectical manner. Its total misgovernment, evident not only politically but in the disregard for public welfare, brought about strong reactions and a call for a new and centralized working government. Also, the spectacle of Chinese fighting Chinese, sometimes with foreign participation, all supplied by foreign arms merchants, sometimes supported by foreign governments. This encouraged the growth of nationalist settlement, which focused on the division of China and the need to use military force to get the foreigners out. But most obviously important in the era of warlordism, it seems to me, is that it showed what Western technology and concepts, here purely military concepts, what they could do if uncontrolled by any political restraint. Again, this was a time when guns, almost all made in the West, ruled people, not the other way around.